Bro, these niggas don't want no smoke. No, these niggas don't want no smoke.
Yeah. You see, it's not regular, y'all, but we OGs. And that's why they face so sour. You see, these niggas don't want no smoke. Bro, these niggas don't want no smoke. My side piece staring at me as she tear up. I bought her a love seat, told her cheer up. It's time to gear up to send me a house spark.
Welcome to Smoke Wanted Podcast. I am your boy, Hall of Fame worthy. Now, do me just one favor. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to this podcast, I'ma need you, yes, you, to subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us, hit that follow button on Instagram. And I've been said this episode after episode. You already know we going crazy on Bleacher Report. Crazy. I just put a post on there. Never mind that. And also, big shout out to Anchor. Anchor puts us everywhere a podcast could be heard. Anchor does that for us. And it can do it for you too. Be sure you check out anchor.fm. You know what I mean? Today I want to speak on a topic that is close to home, touches my heart. I want to start this off by saying myself, I have officers as family members, police officers. My uncles, cousins, they're officers. So I don't hate police officers. So let me just get that out the way. Earlier this week, Lebron James put out a tweet when he put out a tweet as soon as Derek Chauvin or whatever his name is, the one that killed George Floyd with a knee on his neck, after he was convicted, not sentenced, convicted, found guilty of all charges. Right after that, LeBron James got on Twitter and tweeted, "You're next," to the police officer that apparently killed that girl with 4 shots, when he pulled up. He tweeted, "You're next." Oh, you guys know what he meant by saying "you're next." The police officers know what he meant. The police officer who he was talking to, know what he meant. Everybody know what he meant. Now, if you know LeBron James, you know for a fact LeBron James didn't mean "you're next to die," because a cop didn't die when Derek got convicted. He's about to get sent to jail, to prison. And LeBron was just basically stating, "You're next," meaning that cop and any cop who continues to do what they do to people, period, black or white, but mostly black, you're next. The whole world is watching. You're next. It's only right. But one thing here. LeBron James has over 50 million followers on Twitter. LeBron James is a role model. People look up to LeBron James. If LeBron James says anything remotely close to what he wants somebody to do, or 9 times out of 10, they might go to try to copy him and be the person to try to do what LeBron does, or you know what I mean. So LeBron's tweet was taken, to me, at least to me, it was taken out of context. He didn't want that cop to die. He wanted that cop to face accountability. When it's his turn, if it's ever his turn, if he gets charged, when he gets charged. Also, probably could have been talking to that cop. Well, we know who he was talking to, but that could have went for that cop too that just killed the young man in Minnesota. Where she's talking about, it's a veteran cop here. It's a veteran. Been on the force for I don't know how long. Oh. I thought it was a taser that I had in my hand. I saw videos of other cops explaining, listen, you know it's either a strong side and a weak side. Your strong side is your pistol and your weak side is the taser. I saw the body cam of that officer, of the lady officer that claims she thought she had the taser in her hand. When they started tussling with that young man, and a little bit before they started tussling, her hand was already down that way. Brung the weapon out, held the weapon out in front of her for a minute, a little less than a minute, and then squeezed. Which you know that you have a gun in your hand, and you know you don't have a taser in your hand. You know this. And you still shot. In the video, if you thought it was a taser, you were gonna say, "Oh, I just tased him," or even not, "I just tased him," or as soon as it happened, you would have said that, "I thought I tased him and I shot him." You just said no. The lady said, the lady cop said, no. She just said, "I shot him. He drove off, and I shot him once. One round." Wasn't her exact words, but she basically said, "I shot him. Not I tased him." I don't care if you yell out taser. Is that like some type of disclaimer for the police to be like, yell out taser, but have your gun in your hand, so if you get caught and you shoot this man or you shoot this woman, that we can easily pass it off and say it was a mistake because you yelled out taser first. Nah. That could work with somebody that was on the job for 2 weeks, a week. Not somebody that's been on the job for years, so we don't even want to go there. But a lot of people, and it's like jumping on LeBron James because he's tired of seeing our people, minorities, get taken advantage of by police. He's tired of it. I don't care how much money you got. If you see that, you'll be tired of it. Because if he wasn't in the place that he was living right now, he wasn't doing it. If LeBron James wasn't doing the things he's doing, like playing basketball, and he wasn't as known as he is, he could be the same victim getting shot by a police officer. So could his children. So could little Bronny. And his other children. Just like, when I go out the house right now, me as myself, I'm not famous. When I go out the house, I'm nervous. You nervous of police? Why? Because they doing this. And they've been doing it. And what kills me is that y'all know that there's racism in America. You know this. It's not a myth. It's a fact. But when somebody is sticking up for their race and trying to stick up for their race and say, well, enough is enough, I think a man with that power should say something. Not shut up and dribble. He should be able to talk and speak what he feels for his people. But a lot of people out there, it's a lot of people, I read through comments, I read a lot, and especially when it comes to LeBron. And I never saw, there's a lot of people out there mad because he's sticking up for his people. sticking up for people that look like us. Guaranteed, with LeBron's heart, if it was happening to the opposite race, if it was happening to the white people, with LeBron's heart, he would probably say that's not right also. But every time he says something against racism, every time he says something against police hurting black folk, there's all these people, all these superstars, everybody coming for his head. What, are y'all racist also? Y'all don't want to see police stop shooting black folks in the street? I just saw a video of, and I love white people, and I love all race, every race. But truth is the truth. I just saw online, this white dude ran up on a cop. The cop had a AK in his hand. He had murdered somebody down south or whatever he was, running around naked, chasing the cop. The cop didn't shoot him, and he was running towards the cop. Yeah, he's naked, but still, he's coming to do harm to you. And you let him go, he starts running off, then he catches this old man and starts choking the man, throw him to the floor, but y'all don't shoot this man. Y'all don't even harm this man, you just let him run. And then the video says later on he was apprehended. What? A black kid just trying to run and get away from y'all. Y'all know he's trying to get away from y'all. And y'all just straight clap him. He ain't got no gun in his hand, y'all clapping him. And it's not right. It's not right how y'all get on LeBron. I don't think he should stop talking. I think he should keep on talking. Keep on protesting. Keep on wearing the shirts. Keep on doing what you gotta do to represent your people. Muhammad Ali did it. He was sent to prison because he wasn't going to fight the war that they wanted him to fight. He stood up for his people and what he believed in. Even served time in prison, I believe. UFC fighter. I forgot his name. Not even important. Had something to say about LeBron James because he made a comment on social injustice. What, like, are you racist? That UFC player, you have to be you have to be racist or enjoy what's happening to black people by the hands of the police. I'm not understanding that. He should be applauded for speaking out. Now, I want to get into something also about the cop, the LAPD cop that wrote a letter to LeBron James. I'm gonna read it in full too because I really need to understand this because it's funny to me. This cop here's his letter. Dear LeBron, I am not going to come at you from a place of hatred. There will be no name calling. I was raised to see the whole of a human being, not to hyper-focus on their flaws or make said flaws the whole of who they are. I'm an honest man. What you do for children and other acts of charity show a huge heart. He said, you show to be a family man, and that's not to be and that's to be respected. You play for the team my family has cheered for since the 1960s, then myself since 1979, which is my birth year, by the way. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am. Y'all do the math. But your current stance on policing is so off base and extreme. Your tweet that targeted a police officer in Ohio, which saved a young woman's life, was irresponsible and disturbing. It showed a complete lack of understanding of the challenge of our job in the heat of a moment. Joseph continued. Here he go. He keeps on going with his letter. You basically put a target on the back of a human being who made a split-second decision to save a life from a deadly attack. I could agree with that. Well, he saved a life from a deadly attack. All right. a decision I know he and many others wish they never had to make, especially when it involves someone so young. Instead of apologizing, you deflected. You said you took your tweet down because you didn't want it to be used for hate, when the tweet itself was the embodiment of hatred, rooted in lack of understanding of the danger of the situation. I don't know, he says, I don't know if this will ever reach you, but my hopes is one day that I can sit down with you and talk. As a man of faith, I can have no hatred towards you, but I do feel I can help you understand the reality of a profession of policing, and that there is another side you need to hear. You're tired of black folks dying? So am I. You hate racism and police brutality? So do I. But you cannot paint 800,000 men and women who are of all races, faith, sexual orientations, and are also mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, preachers, coaches, community members, and just human beings with a such broad and destructive brush. Unlike someone who had dug their heels and believed that policing is evil, I think if yourself actually sat down and had a real honest and open conversation with a cop, there is a strong chance you may discover we are not monsters you have come to believe we are, who deserve the hate and disdain you have. And even if you come away feeling the same way, I can respect it, because at least you gave the other side an ear instead of only hearing one narrative. Joseph later added, offer is on the table, LeBron. No cameras, no fanfare, just two men who care about talking. I know it's a long shot, but this division and hatred must stop on all sides. That cannot be done through demonization of any group of people. Just putting it out to the universe, brother. Even if not me, please take the time to talk to a police officer instead of judging them. No shade. Thanks for all the positive things you do. But I want to say one thing to that police officer. I understand he can't paint 800,000 people the same way. But how about telling your fellow officers, them 800,000 officers, they can't paint everybody in the street the same way either. They can't paint us the same way. Exactly what they do. Everybody that's in the street that y'all pull over has to be a criminal. And if they get a little resistant with you, it's time to shoot them. Especially if they're black. Especially. All the things that every cop is not bad, no. But let me tell you, I want this officer that wrote LeBron that letter where's the letter to the police officers? Where's the letter to your fellow officers? Letting them know that everybody in the street ain't criminals. Everybody that you pull over don't need to be shot. Where's the letter to the officers? Make sure that when you go to pull out an officer in a tense situation, you don't grab your strong side. You grab the weak side with the taser and use your taser first before you use a bullet. Where's the letter for that? Where's the letter? Because if you're going to write one to LeBron, you got to write one to your officers now. Let your officers know that everybody in the street ain't the same. Everybody that's black is not criminals. Everybody that's Puerto Rican, Spanish, Hispanic is not criminals. Not only white people and people that have money know how to act proper. And what I do understand is that a lot of these officers do have jobs. And I had my run-ins with officers also. Never been shot, never even been beat up. So I know all officers ain't the same. And at times that the people, like when they're being talked to by the police, they They don't give in. They wanna resist, and they wanna do all sorts of stuff. I've seen videos of police being shot at as soon as they pull over a car, the dude hops out and starts shooting at the police. I done seen all of that, and I understand their job is very hectic. Who wants to go up to a person and tell them, listen, like, if you did something wrong, I gotta capture you and take you in. It doesn't end good all the time. But I think, and I understand that about the police, but what I think is that if you're going to write that letter to LeBron, write a letter to the officers also. And let every officer in America know that we ain't the same. Everybody in the street ain't criminals. When you need to defuse a situation before it gets hectic, you defuse it. You roll up, they're shooting and everything, you got to shoot, then that's fine. You do what you got to do. But if nobody's shooting, people walking and running away with their back turned, reach for your weak side, get that taser, and tase the person. You don't have, like, especially if the person don't have a gun in their hand, it's illegal. It should be illegal because you're not matching the force that they're using. They're running away. You might not know what they're running away to get, but they running away from you and their back is turned, but you still shoot them. There's plenty of cops. There's plenty of cops that just shoot before they think. Cops need to be properly trained. Backgrounds need to be found out. Things that's going on within their brain, like they just need to be trained better. Need to do better background checks on these people's history, their mental history. And if they're not able to handle what comes with being a police officer, then they shouldn't do it. And they shouldn't be on the force. Big shout out to that cop though, because I understand that he has to stick up for his fellow officers. LeBron James, in my eyes, did not do anything wrong. I only probably think I should have said that in his tweet, he should have just explained it a little bit more, but he shouldn't have even took the tweet down, just explained it and put something in this tweet that explained what he meant. Because we as a whole are tired of seeing police officers do whatever they want. Not all officers are the same, but we're just tired of that. It's a lot of lives that's lost because police officers want to do whatever they want and abuse their power. Enough is enough. And I think LeBron James, with all them 50 million followers, has enough and I think he should be able to stick up for his race and the people that's being mistreated by the officers, whether white or black. He has that right. Should LeBron stay quiet and just stop speaking about social injustice? Should he? I say no. In the comments, let us know what you think. Don't hold back either. Give us everything. And I welcome racist comments, all the racist comments, just as long as y'all let us know what you feel. I welcome any comments, but this has to stop. Get off LeBron James' back. Praise him for being one of the greatest basketball player ever. Yes, ever. I already said MJ ain't the GOAT. Check that out. It's on the page. Praise him for being a model, like one of the greatest citizens as far as being a role model. Hasn't did much in a bad light to have a bad light shine on him. Has did nothing but good. So praise LeBron James for that. And if y'all want to talk about LeBron James sticking up for racism and all that he does, you got to talk to these cops too. Joseph, your cop, LAPD, whoever you are, write a letter to your officers. Please. This is Hall of Fame worthy. Smoke Wanted Podcast. Like I said, you just subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. We everywhere. Bleacher Report. Instagram. And like I said, Anchor does it all for us. You know what I mean? Like I said, till next time, peace and love. One.
These niggas niggas don't want no smoke. No, these niggas don't want no smoke.
Yeah. See, it's not regular, y'all, but we OGs. And that's why they face so sour. You see, these niggas don't want no smoke. Bro, these niggas don't want no smoke. My side piece staring at me as she tear up. I bought her a love seat, told her cheer up. It's time to gear up to send me a house spark. I'm in the hood.